How's going, everybody? Gonna be doing an eating hard candy ramble video today. I was hoping to make this a long one, but I only have 4 left in here, and I cannot. There's no way, no way I'm stretching 4 of these out to like 40 minutes. We'll see how far I can go with 4. I thought if I had like 6 or 7, it would have been doable. But what are you gonna do? I do need to get more hard candy. We're supposed to get freaking 8 to 10 inches of snow this week, and possibly more. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. Last year we got a couple of dustings. The people that have lived here for pretty much their whole lives, or in North Carolina, their whole lives. I think they said they got like 8 inches. Like, I forget when this was, but it was not recent. And I was like, oh my god. It was not. I was expecting snow here and there, and definitely the ice storms, but 8 to 10. I hope that doesn't ring true. I really wanted to avoid the bigger storms. Anything past like 6 inches. Of course, if you live in a place like freaking, upstate New York, Minnesota, Canada, anywhere where you're getting 3, 6, 8 feet, 10 feet a season, 6 inches is nothing. You're like, oh, whatever. But for someone like me, who lived on Long Island, where, I think the worst we ever got in one shot, and I was obviously on Long Island, either Nassau or Suffolk County, for whatever, how long it's been, 40-something years. 45, 44. The most I think we got was like 2.5 to 3 feet in one shot. We would get a lot of ones that would be like, the usual, the baddest, the worst ones typically would be like 20 to 24 inches. And I think once it popped closer to 3. Usually they would be 6 to 8, you get 10 to 12ers. A foot was more common when you got a lot. But also, on Long Island, especially the last couple of winters we were there, literally like an inch the whole season. It's a lot of places have weird weather patterns, but Long Island has very strange weather patterns. So we came here and we're like, we did get, I think they got 3 inches total last year, but it was like a half an inch once, an inch here. And the thing is, it would be pretty much gone within a day. The problem is this time, if we get this 8 to 10, next week's supposed to be like in the 20s to low high 30s. All right, this shit's going to stick around. I don't even know if they would plow this street going down, to be honest with you. And they're very quick to close places, schools and stuff. Understandably, because, especially in this town, because this town's very hilly. And if there's ice, it's going to be a problem, right? For driving with the hills and stuff. It's going to be a problem on flat surface. Even when we come up here, we got to ascend coming up. It's not like some kind of insane ascent, but you're going up and then you go down. Then it's like throughout the town, depending on where you are. But I was like, I didn't sign up for no 8 to 10. I signed up for 4 inches max. We do have shovels, and we got ice melt last year, so it's more just like, it's like, no. So hopefully it's less. Because my thing was saying like 3 to 5 Saturday morning, 3 to 5 Saturday night possible, and then even 1 to 3 on Sunday, so it could exceed 10. But it could be lower than that. So I hope it's lower. Like I said, I'm not playing we got 10 inches, we got 2 feet. I want nothing, okay? I don't want to brag about how much snow I got. Why would I want to do that? I would rather it be what it's supposed to be this time of year here. Let's see what the average says here. I forget what it is for January. Average temperatures. January, the highs are typically 50 and the lows are 30. It is once again below that norm. So the norm is now changing. Because February 55, 34. And then you get to March, you're going to start hitting the 60s again. But I will say the plus is, like when we got back from Florida, we had like a couple of 70-degree days at the end of December. High 60s, low 70s. So you still get that action. But this has been a pretty brutal January so far. In terms of just cold weather, like, if it's going to be cold, so be it. The snow on top of it's annoying. I said to my fiance, I'm like, because we were in Florida in Lake Wales. My mom and I'm like, on Saturday and Sunday it's gonna be 78 and 82 degrees. Road trip. Grab the cat. The cat's coming with us. Road trip. We'll come back in a week. I do hope they plow. I did hear that the kids that are, I don't know how old they are now, but Guy Cross Street's something, because our street at the top there, it goes like this, a nice slope down into the cul-de-sac area down there. Kids will like sled down here when they do get some kind of actual buildup of snow. So I was like, well, that's kind of cool at least. You know, I'm like, we don't have a sled. Do we have something we can slide down the, I'd do that. I was like, well, that's a bonus at least. Let's go grab a sled. But I don't feel like dealing with that kind of snow. I just don't. Admittedly, like, I'm not. Well, I certainly am not equipped for it now. In New York, like I said, I didn't mind it as much. If it was, I didn't want 8 to 10, but once it got past like 8, I'm like, oh, it's gonna get annoying. And like I said, this is not. I'm coming from a place that would occasionally get bad storms, but also would get jack shit in the winter. The average snowfall in Long Island was probably maybe like 20, 30 inches for a season. If you're averaging it, and sometimes it would hit 50, 60. Like I said, this isn't Pennsylvania by the lakes, New York, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Detroit, Michigan, Illinois, wherever, where you could have 3-4 feet. This isn't like that storm that was upstate New York, and I think it hit parts of Pennsylvania. It was the lake effect, just kept, they got like 6 feet. I'm not talking about that. I don't want to know what that's like, okay? Like I said, I'd rather be in a state where it's 60 degrees right now, like 70 degrees. Getting mad, like I'm not bragging about weather. No, those days are long gone. What the fuck? What are you gonna do? Now I wouldn't have cared if it was like we got 8 inches and then it was 50 degrees on Monday, and then 50 degrees again, even 40. Get out of there pretty quickly. I think that's what sucks for snow in general. It's not when it's like, oh, it looks so nice, and then it turns into gray crud and it's annoying and gets icy. Thankfully, it's not like in Minnesota and some of these other places, Montana, wherever, Canada, anywhere where it snows, where they're like, it snows in October and then the snow doesn't leave till April. Or maybe even later. I remember there was a time, I can't remember, maybe like 10, 15 years ago, where there was actually a 100-degree difference between Florida and some place in Minnesota. And it was during the winter, so it was actually hotter than normal in Florida. And it was like negative, like maybe 15 or something like that. No, maybe it was like negative 10, negative 5. And then in Florida, it was like 95 degrees somewhere. In like January or February, where it does not usually hit the 90s in Florida in those months. So I can't remember when that was, so, or the town. It could have been multiple towns. There's some rambling about the weather. So I gotta bust this shovel and the ice melt out of the shed. It rained last week and the power actually went out for like an hour. Surprisingly. We have the generator, so the full house generator just kicked on. That was one of the bonuses about getting this house, is that it had a generator that controls the whole house. I have to check the propane tanks for it to see how much we have. We should have plenty. It does its 5-minute test every week, every Friday at 11. Because I remember when we first got here, we're like, why do they have, we saw the house had a generator. Why do they have one? And neighbors were telling us about ice storms. I was like, oh shit, I hope it doesn't go out a lot. It did go out a couple times since we've been here, but never for, I think 2 hours was the longest it went out for. But there was times it went out for literally 5 minutes. Like I think they were actually kind of probably maybe testing something, the energy company or whatever. I threw an offer on eBay. I threw an offer on it's 2 games for the Genesis. I'm only interested in the one. But the price just for the one would be solid. And the other game I've played in the past, I would probably just turn around and sell that. It's not a bad game, but it's cheap. It's under, well, before tax, it's under $40 for the both of them with shipping. I threw an offer. This is my offer. I threw an offer like $1. I think it was $1 less, just to see if they'd bite on it. Deep down, I don't want them to accept it because I'm like, I don't need to be spending unnecessary money. The one game's Sonic 3. I don't want to mention the other. I don't want to mention the game. And anybody goes there and steals my possible four people are watching it, so I'm surprised it hasn't sold. It's been up for like a week. It's almost like weird. Even though the description's like it works and everything, the carts look alright. They're card only. You have a little wear and tear and stuff, but nothing crazy. I'm like, why isn't it not being bought? Maybe people are pulling back. I gotta list some stuff on eBay. I only got 3 things up there right now. I did end up selling Deathmark for the Vita. I think that was $26. This happens a lot. I had like 3 watches on it, and I threw an offer out to him. I think it was 22 or 23, $2 or $3 off. I forget. Nobody bit, and then somebody bought it. And I was like, oh, I wonder if that was. No, I threw out an offer. Then I threw out another offer to 3 people. There was one watcher. I threw an offer to them. They didn't bite, and then there was 3 more, or 2 or 3 more watchers came along. And then I threw the offer out again, maybe $1, maybe it was $1 less. And then it sold. I was like, oh, I wonder if that was one of the watchers, but it wasn't. That happens a lot where you throw out the offer and then it sells within maybe a couple of hours of throwing out the offer. And it ends up being other random person that bought it at the full price. I'm like, oh, sweet. I thought the $25.99 was a good price compared to the comparisons of what it had sold for. I'm getting lazy with the listing as always. I don't want to go nuts, but in terms of getting a bunch of stuff up, but I need to have like 5, 6, 7 items listed at all times, and I only have 3. I've taken a bunch of pictures of things, but I've not listed them yet. A Wii remote, Wii Play, one of those micro galaxy squadron things, Star Wars things. I have pictures of all those things. I just haven't listed them. And I got to take a picture of one of the camera attachment things that I got from Florida. That was my stepdad's. I forgot to mention this in the beginning of the video, so I'm already screwed on it. But you got to mention stuff early because, listen, I understand it. A lot of people don't watch your full video, especially if it's long. That's how it goes. You know, I know people do, but some people will watch a minute and be like, I'm done. 30 seconds, I don't want to watch this shit anymore. You know? I got to put the link of my Patreon in this video as well. Anybody wants to check it out, go check it out. I just put up a... this is for paid-only members. I put up another gaming memories. It was Turok Dinosaur Hunter and a mental health ramble attached to it because that game... memories of that game is attached to my mental health at the time. Which would have been 97. So if anybody wants to check that out, go ahead. You can join as a free member too. There's some free content up there. One of the gaming memories is free. I think it's the indie one. Indiana Jones Inferno Machine. There's some shorter videos that are free, and then the introduction's free, and I think a set of photos is too. But yeah, Portland 500 right now. This is going up. I'm filming this Tuesday. It's going up Wednesday. So if they're playing tonight, they might be under 500. But they're playing much better now. They've actually like 12 or 13-6 in their last like 19 games. So Islanders are doing well. They beat the Canucks last night, 4-3. Sorokin quietly has 5 shutouts this year. I think he leads the league in shutouts. He was not looking good at the beginning of the season. And he's turned it on. He has a couple games here and there where it's kind of weak. But sometimes it's there. From the games I watch, they turn the puck over sometimes at a very high rate. You end up leaving your goalie out to dry. And the Olympics will be coming up soon, so... They have like a 17, 18-day break, whoever's in, well, the whole league does, but the players that are playing. I think that starts in February, right? I'll definitely check. I like the Winter Olympics. I think I prefer it to the summer. Summer's cool too, but I think I've always preferred the Winter Olympics. I forgot to put the one of the cameras I got from Florida. I forgot to put it in the sounds video because people were asking about it. I forgot. My next sounds video, or I will just throw it in another ramble or something. I forget this shit all the time. Same thing with just forgetting to mention Patreon at the beginning of the video. I'm not good at marketing myself. It's a problem. I don't maximize things for myself for a number of reasons. I'm not comfortable doing it. I'm not comfortable saying like, comment, and subscribe. I just am not. So if you like this video, give it a like. But it's too late in the video. You gotta do it early. You gotta get stuff out early because a lot of people don't watch more than half the video. If you like look at the time frames of videos, like the be 30, 40%, sometimes lower. But I always forget. Check out that Patreon. I'm linking it. I mean, you'll still see the link because I'll put it first in the description. It'll be the thing you see. Because a lot of people don't do that either, myself included. When I watch videos, I don't click the description. Some people, with all the sponsors and all the other shit, it's like a freaking, like a fucking 10-page thing of things when you hit the see more or whatever. You're like, holy shit. I wouldn't be able to do a sponsorship. I just wouldn't be able to do it. And once again, this I wouldn't. I'm not being asked either. I think you have to set it up to something, but a paid ad type thing. I just wouldn't be able to do it. I'd rather just do things and use things and say they're good and not get paid. I see sponsorship videos and tons of videos, and it's always like, when's it coming up? When's it coming up? And then they break it. Some people are really good at getting to go through where it blends in well. Sometimes it just doesn't. And for me personally, and I say do them. You need to gain as much money as possible. My problem is I don't do that. But get out there and get what you can, right? For me personally, it's not natural. And also, like certain videos, it's like, it takes me out of the video. It doesn't have to be ASMR. It's any video that I'm watching. And all of a sudden, it's like, and don't forget that it's like, it'll be like a serious topic, too. And then all of a sudden, it's like, don't forget to buy some gold and like, and then they go, oh, this, and it's just like, should I take you serious with what you were just talking about? Because it's like doom and gloom scenario in their video, and then it's like, and don't forget, this is, well, if the world's gonna end, why am I buying anything? That type of shit. Why are you selling me something if money is gonna be useless? We're gonna be doing Fallout bottle caps then. I better hoard my bottle caps and my tabs off the soda cans. That's what gets me. It's more the serious. They'll be talking about a serious subject, and it's doom and gloom sells, right? Negativity sells more than positivity. That's just how it is. and you're like, oh my God, this could be headed south real fast. And don't forget today's sponsor. Like, what? I laugh at that stuff. I don't know how. That's funny. Those are the ones that really get to me. Ones that are just, it's a normal video and then the sponsor's in there. This was a good one. Somebody was doing, this was about video games. This was not ASMR. I mean, if you like someone's voice, it could be ASMR. Good video. But he's talking about like how he got screwed with selling games. A lot of these people do these online. You got to ship the games to the place. They'll give you an assessment. But if you want them back, you got to pay for shipping and shit. And he said they screwed him. They lied about the condition of the games. And then he had to pay to get his stuff back. I was like, that sucks. And then he does like a sponsorship for another place that does the same thing. Now, he's had good service with this other place, so it's different, but it's still funny. This place sucks. And it's almost like sometimes the video is just a lead up to the ad. It was still a good video, though. It was about like resellers and stuff. And scalpers and shit. I watch a lot of that stuff. Even in like stuff I'm not, like shoes or sneakers, or like Pokemon cards and stuff. I will watch a lot of Pokemon content where they're showing the cards, or they're talking about scalpers, and I've talked about in the past, they're showing people in the stores flipping out because they're out of stock, people fighting each other in the streets for Pokemon cards. If only I had the foresight in the 90s to just buy those original Pokemon cards. Because a lot of people that were kids, I was a little older, when did Pokemon come around? Was it 95, 96, something like that? I was like 16, 17. It wouldn't have probably been my thing anyway. But the kids, like my friends, I'm friends with him now. I've been friends with him my whole life, but he's like 7 years younger than me. My one friend, his brother, my friend, he passed away in 2014, but I still hang out with him. Well, he's one of the people I played Bond with. But I think he's 7 years younger than I am. So he was a kid. He had a lot of the older Pokemon. I think he got rid of a lot of it. He's like, I had that shit. But people that had the stuff then as kids and held on to it, that shit's worth a ton. But I watch a lot. It's interesting to me. That kind of stuff's interesting to me. And somewhat entertaining. And it's not just interesting because, you got scalpers and stuff. It's also the people that kind of make it into a business, and how the trading card game has changed. Like it's almost not for kids anymore. It's just more adults buying it. Either because you were younger And it's nostalgia and you're still into it now when you're older. Or it's people buying them to hoard them. Not hoard them, but kind of hoard them, but to save them as they gain value, continue to gain value. So you move them later on. You know, with a lot of things you can do that with, right? And a lot of people stand on. This is the way of the world, is to make money, right? You gotta make money or you're fucked. So some people get desperate. You know, that's how it goes. I need to act more desperate on social media and YouTube. But anyway, I'm out of my hard candy. I'll maybe go an extra minute here. That's the kind of content that's entertaining to me, though. I like watching that kind of stuff. And I'm not necessarily judging anybody. I could have my opinions on scalpers and whatever, but it's just more entertaining to see it and interesting to see how people are going about it. Some people have direct fucking connections to the supply chain. You know? And then I watch a lot of people that are more collectors, but they'll buy a box here and there to just hold on to as well. Kind of like a hybrid. There's people that just buy them and couldn't give a fuck about what Pokemon is. They know it's worth money. It's the same thing when I talked about that garage sale. Well, similar. That garage sale I went to where I missed out on that NES and Game Boy stuff. The person buying it maybe it was his dad or his little brother was like, the guy was not young, but he was with his dad or somebody. His dad was like, what are you wasting your fucking time on this shit for? But the other guy was kind of looking. He didn't really know the games, but he knows video games sell. So it's like, that's smart enough. That's enough you need to know. And the price was incredible. I think it was $20. I talked about this. I looked into the box once, and I'm not the type that's going to push you out of the way and be like, I'll give you 30. That's not how I am. Maybe I should be, but it's just scummy, right? He was there first. That's how it goes. To me, at the garage sale, if you're there first, if you're kind of looking and not making offers and stuff, maybe I'll kind of get in there a little bit. I still typically won't do that. But he's offering a thing. That's just not me. Right? There's reasons why. If I was certain ways, I'd be at a different place in life, right? And not to say I'm ashamed of where I'm at, but things could be different, and for anybody, right? But I looked over once. I saw The Adventures of Link, and I saw ice hockey. And I know ice hockey's not expensive. Link at the time might have even been more than it is now. But I'm like, don't look again. There was other game stuff too. Of course, I found some other things that I was like, ooh, and the games weren't in there. That's another garage sale thing. Because a lot of people, they're parents, and they're bringing their kids' shit out. So they're not checking the case. I went to a garage sale once, and there was like 40 or 50 games in a bin. Simpsons Hit and Run, some good stuff. I'm pulling them out, popping the cases. No games in any of them. And I went up to the person. I was like, listen, there's not game. I think I might have bought just some cases and manuals for cheap. Because I was like, fuck it. If I ever get the game, this is great. In the case of manual, it might have some value as well. But I was like, I just want to let you know, like, I looked through like 15 and 20 of these games. There are no games. And the guy's like, oh my God. And then somebody else came and they're looking in the bin. And I was going to tell them, I was like, they're going to find out the second they open one. I always pop it open to make sure. And the people will even sometimes tell you, oh, did you look in it just to make sure it's there? There was another one where I went to a garage sale and it was I ended up buying the cases and manuals for these. It was Luigi's Mansion, I think, and Super Smash Brothers. Or maybe it was just Super Smash Brothers. Melee was the one on the GameCube, right? And it wasn't in there. The disc wasn't in there. I might have did a pickup for this. I would have to go back and look at my garage sale pickups. I don't know if I was on... I might have did it on my other channel. The first Buried Under Cliches channel. Not the new one. The first one I might have did it on if it was before 2016. Because I still got some good stuff from there. But the woman was like, oh shit, you know, let me check. She checked inside. She couldn't find it. Maybe it was the two of them because she's like, I'm like, I'll still take the case of man. She's like, oh, 50 cents each on them. So I was like, that's great. I mean, I was like, they're worth. Or maybe she just said take them. I don't know. Did she say 50 cents? That might have been another garage sale. Or she just say take them. She might have just said take them. And maybe she said, I don't know. Maybe I gave her an extra. I don't fucking know. I've been to a lot of garage sales. Not recently. But anyway. Eating hard candy ramble. A little whispering there at the end. And thanks for checking us out. And